I'm Neil Hornish, and my SUNSPOT today concerns the library director. As of July 2024, Suffield is still looking for a library director for the Kent Memorial Library. The person who was recently offered the position declined after further consideration. But this delay does present an opportunity to determine who in fact has the authority to hire the library director. Is it the first selectman, or is it the library commission? So the first place to look would be the town charter. The town charter, section 502, subparagraph E, states regarding the first selectman, with the approval of the Board of Selectmen, he or she shall supervise the administration of the affairs of the town, except those matters which, by charter or by ordinance, are exclusively committed to the Board of Education or other boards or commissions. Here, the key statement is, except those matters which, by charter or ordinance, are exclusively committed to other boards or commissions. So let's take a look at the ordinance. Ordinance 71-4 for the Library Commission. Subsection B states, the Library Commission shall have the power and duty to employ a chief librarian who shall act as advisor to the Library Commission on policies and shall serve as its chief executive office in the administration of such policies, in employment and supervision of staff, and in the provisions of library services to the public. Therefore, based on the charter and the ordinance, the Kent Memorial Library Commission shall have the power and the duty to hire the library director. In 2021, the town attorney weighed in on the subject, arguing that the first selectman did indeed have the authority to hire the library director. He wrote a letter of opinion, and this letter of opinion can be found on the town website. If you go under agendas and minutes and look under the Library Commission, the first document you'll see is the letter of opinion, and it's entitled KML Website Opinion of Council 10/19/21. Now, in this letter of opinion, starting on page 6, the town attorney argues that changes in the charter invalidated the provisions of the ordinance, which gave the power to hire the commission, the library director to the commission. He specifically states Charter Section 901, which states that the Board of Selectmen shall be responsible for personnel policies of the town, preparing statements of duties and responsibilities of all employees, and creating personal rules for things like competitive examinations, probationary periods, work hours, sick leave, pay schedules, and other such rules. Now, the charter sections that I've noted are the current wording in the charter. Section 901, which the town attorney used to argue for the first selectman, discusses policies for employees, but it doesn't mention anything specific to hiring policies. But the town attorney also referenced other documents to argue that the first selectman has the authority to hire the library director. And in his opinion, he stated, quote, decision-making authority over employment falls to the first selectman as chief executive of the town, consistent with the Connecticut Municipal Employees Relation Act, MIRA, town labor contracts, and the town's human resource policies as approved by the Board of Selectmen. So he references three sources. First is the Municipal Employees Relations Act, or MIRA. You can find this document online. Now, this document deals primarily with collective bargaining between municipal employees and the town. I didn't see anything in there concerning hiring. The second reference is town labor contracts. Now, library contract is also available on the town website. If you go under Departments and Services, select Human Resources, at the bottom of the page you'll see the library contract, which you can read. Again, I did not see anything in this contract addressing who hires personnel. And then finally, the town attorney referenced the town human resource policies. These policies are also on the same human resource website under Employee Resources Town Policies. Reviewing the town policies listed there, again, I found nothing that addresses the hiring of personnel or the library director. Now, I encourage you to go and look at these documents as well. I found nothing in any of the reference documents that the town attorney used to support his opinion that the first selectman, and not the library commission, has the authority to hire the library director. Perhaps I missed something, or perhaps the reference documents were never intended to be checked. So on April 9th, 2024, I had attended a library commission meeting, and during the public comment, I expressed these same concerns to the library commission. And admitting that I may have missed something, I suggested that the library commission request specific examples from the town attorney from the documents he used to reference in his letter of opinion to illustrate why the first selectman has the authority to hire the library director. As of July 2024, the library commission has not made any motion to request such documents from the town attorney. I believe the town charter and the town ordinance is clear. The library commission has the power and the duty to hire the library director. Now, Town Ordinance 71-4 was last revised in 1974, and I assume it was revised in the same manner that we do today, through a town meeting in which citizens attend and vote to approve the ordinance. So back then, the town citizens would have attended, they would have read, understood, and approved the plain English language of the ordinance that says the library commission shall have the power and the duty to hire the chief librarian. The library commission should not be so willing to give away the authority given to them by the people of this town. And then more recently, a subcommittee of the library commission revised the job description for the library director that they're trying to hire. And unfortunately, they lowered the bar considerably. There were three things specifically that jumped out at me. First, per the job description, the requirement that the library director hold a master's in library science degree is no longer mandatory. Any bachelor degree in management is acceptable. Now, while it might not be necessary for every library employee to hold an MLS, the library director should definitely have an MLS. Also, it states that knowledge of principles and practices of public library functions is preferred. Preferred, I mean, shouldn't a library director definitely have knowledge of principles and practices of library functions? Absolutely. Second, they added a line that the director shall work with and take direction from the library commission and the first selectman. Now, anybody who's been following the issues with the library over the last few years knows that it's the first selectman's intervention into the affairs of the library that has created the problems that we're dealing with today. And third, they removed a statement that the director should provide an atmosphere that encourages openness, trust, cooperation, and participation. Apparently, these things are not very important to the commission members who rewrote the job description. It's unfortunately become apparent that some members of the Library Commission are willing to relinquish their responsibilities given to them by the people of Suffield and give that power to the Board of Selectmen, and are working to install a library director whose primary role will be to follow the orders of the Board of Selectmen. Had the Library Commission members who were kicked off the Library Commission back in November by the Board of Selectmen retained their seats, I'm confident that we would be in a much better position than we are today. Those members respected the autonomy of trained professionals to run the library, as it had been for decades before, without controversy or without politicalization. Separation of powers is vital to a democracy. Suffield deserves a